You might know Caitlin Clark as the unstoppable force on the basketball court, dominating the WNBA and turning heads with her record-breaking performances. But what if I told you she's now making waves in a completely different sport? Yes, you heard that right. Caitlin Clark has stepped onto the golf course, and what she's doing there is nothing short of jaw-dropping. Her recent appearance at the Annika Pro-Am tournament has left fans, critics, and even seasoned golf professionals utterly speechless. A star in a new arena. The story begins at Pelican Golf Club in Florida, where Caitlin joined the prestigious Pro-Am event hosted by none other than Annika Sorenstam, a legend in women's golf. Paired with world number 1 golfer Nelly Korda, Caitlin didn't just participate, she captivated crowds. The event felt more like the final day of a major tournament than a casual Pro-Am. By 7 a.m., the energy was electric, with fans lining up just to catch a glimpse of her. From her first tee shot, it was clear that Caitlin wasn't here to play casually. Sure, she's no professional golfer, but her presence on the course was magnetic. The first few holes revealed a player who, while not perfect, had a solid grasp of the game. Her approach shots landed gracefully on the greens, and her putting was surprisingly sharp. However, there were moments of chaos too. Early in her round, Caitlin pulled a drive that narrowly missed hitting a spectator and splashed into a water hazard. For a second, you could feel the tension in the air. Was the pressure of performing in front of such a large crowd getting to her? But here's the thing about Caitlin Clark, she thrives under pressure. Instead of letting that moment derail her, she bounced back with an impressive iron shot that landed her ball within inches of the pin on the very next hole. Redefining multisport athletes. What's fascinating about Caitlin's golf game is her versatility. You can tell she approaches golf with the same mindset she brings to basketball: precision, strategy, and an unshakable competitive spirit. On one hole, she sank a long putt from 20 feet out, and the crowd erupted in applause. Even the pros in her group couldn't help but be impressed. Annika Sorenstam herself commented on Caitlin's natural athleticism, saying, "She's got the mindset of a champion. It's no surprise she can excel at more than one sport." However, not everyone was thrilled about Caitlin stealing the spotlight. Traditionalists in the golf world questioned whether her participation was a distraction from the real competition, arguing that her presence overshadowed the professional golfers who had dedicated their lives to the sport. It's a valid point, but here's the counter-argument: Caitlin's participation brought an unprecedented level of attention to the event. The Golf Channel adjusted its programming to showcase her rounds, starting coverage 90 minutes earlier than usual. The influx of viewers, many of whom might never have tuned into a golf tournament otherwise, was undeniable proof of Caitlin's star power. A cultural moment. For many in the crowd, this wasn't just about golf, it was about witnessing a cultural moment. Caitlin Clark, a superstar in basketball, was now proving that her talents and influence could transcend sports. Fans followed her from hole to hole, creating an atmosphere that felt more like a playoff basketball game than a quiet day on the course. She signed autographs, posed for photos, and even shared how her love for golf began. "My dad got me into golf when I was young. It's always been something I've enjoyed, but I never thought I'd be playing alongside legends like Nelly and Annika." Speaking of legends, Caitlin's pairing with Nelly Korda and Annika Sorenstam was a story in itself. These women have reached the pinnacle of golf, and here they were sharing the course with a basketball player. But what stood out wasn't the contrast, it was the camaraderie. Nelly, known for her calm demeanor and laser-focused game, was visibly impressed by Caitlin's ability to adapt to the high-pressure environment. "She's a natural competitor," Nelly said. "You can see it in the way she approaches every shot. It's not about being perfect, it's about being determined." Breaking boundaries. The highlight of their partnership came on the 12th hole when Caitlin nailed a tricky putt after following Annika's advice on reading the green. It was a small moment, but one that perfectly captured the spirit of the day: learning, growing, and breaking boundaries. By the end of her round, Caitlin had not only gained the respect of her peers but also reignited a conversation about the crossover potential of athletes. Could Caitlin Clark be paving the way for more multisport stars? It's a question worth pondering. Her performance at the Annika Pro-Am wasn't just a one-off event, it was a statement. Caitlin showed that talent, Hard work and a willingness to step out of your comfort zone can lead to extraordinary results. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Caitlin is first and foremost a basketball player, and she's made it clear that her heart belongs to the WNBA. Still, her foray into golf has opened new doors, and fans are already speculating about her next move. Will she continue to participate in Pro-Am events? Could she compete in amateur tournaments? The possibilities are endless, and knowing Caitlin, she's probably already setting her sights on her next challenge. Impact on women's sports. Caitlin Clark's golf debut at the Annika Pro-Am has ignited a firestorm of reactions, debates, and possibilities. From her skill on the course to the ripple effects of her crossover appeal, there's so much more to unpack. Caitlin's appearance wasn't just a momentary spectacle, it was a cultural shift. For decades, women's sports have battled for visibility and respect, often overshadowed by their male counterparts. Caitlin's star power is rewriting that narrative, as her ability to draw massive crowds and media attention to a golf tournament, a sport where she's a relative novice, is a testament to her influence. As we look to the future, the possibilities for Caitlin are endless. Could she eventually compete in amateur golf tournaments? Might she use her platform to advocate for greater investment in women's sports? The answers remain uncertain, but one thing is clear: Caitlin Clark is a trailblazer, and her journey is far from over. In the end, Caitlin Clark's golf debut isn't just about one athlete trying something new, it's about breaking boundaries, defying expectations, and inspiring others to dream bigger. Whether she's sinking a three-pointer or lining up a putt, Caitlin approaches every challenge with the same relentless drive and unwavering belief in her abilities. And that's what makes her truly extraordinary. What do you think? Could Caitlin Clark become a dual-sport superstar, or should she focus solely on basketball?